Hello, I'm Val Ross. I'm a regional manager with the Anne Frank Trust. We think the exhibition speaks to everybody. The exhibition is used most frequently with children and young people because the Trust is keen to promote peer education, and we do that through training young people to guide and interpret the exhibition to others of a similar age. We also use this exhibition as part of our Anne Frank prison programme, within which we train prisoner guides to impart the learning and the lessons from Anne's story and the consequences of racism and prejudice. I think it has relevance in a number of ways. One is that fear of the other and discrimination is something which is very, very prevalent in our society and in our communities today. Anne provides us with a lens to think about the consequences of discrimination and the extremes to which it can lead. I think if we're talking about Anne specifically, the relevance of her story is her writing and her inspiration and her deeply philosophical approach, I think, to life. And people derive great comfort and benefit from it, and are, as we all are, surprised by the depth of her feelings and her insights, which, coming from the mouth of a teenage girl, seems rather unlikely. I think she's proved through her diary that she was a very, very gifted writer. I mean, she aspired to be a journalist and author. She wanted to become published. And she, for want of a better expression, has a gift for writing. I think the diary itself has had such an impact because, one, the quality of the writing, but also the tragic circumstances within which she lived much of her life, and indeed within which she died. And she's become an icon. She's only one Jewish child. I mean, there are 1.5 million Jewish children who perished and were murdered as a consequence of being Jewish, and Anne is the person whom we have got to know best. And I think her writing is very insightful. She obviously spent a long time with her diary. She and the 8 others were in hiding, having to live in very cramped conditions, having to be quiet for huge chunks of time. And I imagine she derived much solace from writing her feelings in her diary because it would have been difficult to share. The Anne Frank Trust was set up in 1990. Otto Frank was committed to using Anne's diary as a force for good, and I understand he expressed a desire to friends that an organisation be set up in the UK in Anne's name. Otto died in 1980, 10 years before the Trust was established, but we work to promote his vision and Anne's legacy through what we do with schools and in communities today. The exhibition runs until the 27th of November.